doing? Welcome to Entertainment is Dead. We are one beard away from lumbersexuals in here tonight, folks. Somebody won't man up.
I had to
Someone's
cut mine for
See
my
this
job.
right here? This is where the
I,
man starts.
you
I had to
work
cut mine for my
you
job.
work in a steel foundry. I was under the impression that you work hard, you play hard. Like
Well, no, I have to have an air guard fit around my mouth, so I have to have it cut so I can get a nice seal. So
see, I kind of imagine like your job is like the Simpsons steel factory,
no,
where like 5 o'clock hits, the disco balls come out and people are rubbing their asses on everybody and just shit gets crazy.
Keep reaching for that rainbow.
I'm so down for that.
We're really excited for this cast tonight. I've got some really great people here, returning for the 5 billionth time with this huge beard that I can never seem to beat, and every leprechaun is jealous of. Thomas Winkley's here.
Like I keep trying to take the week off, and I just end up back on here. I don't even know anymore. Like I'm just buying new hardware for the show because I have to be here.
The secret really is that Tom really has all the power. Like I make suggestions and I'm like, hey, we're gonna do this segment and you're only gonna talk for a minute, and then he's like, fuck that, I'm in control of the show.
See, because if I get mad, I can do things like
Oh, you thought you had power?
I don't know where the buttons are though. Like that's the problem. Like, is this one? Who did I just turn off? I don't even know anymore.
Well,
Am I still
anyways.
He's gotten
Tom-
drunk with power.
Oh, there it is. Wait, no. Whose window is that? Oh, there he goes.
They're
Chuck's
gonna have
gone.
to put him down.
Anyways. All right. So, moving on. I've got Vance coming in from a new job where he's making metal into solids. Liquid into solids? That's what I'm
Pretty
saying.
much. Yeah, we do fine art. We do fine art bronze,
Ta-da!
beautiful statues and stuff. It's actually really cool. It's I don't know. It's neat. It's a different
Yay.
experience. All part of the art world. Dig it.
Art.
Dig it. Yeah.
Yay, art!
Yeah.
And I've got
Hooray.
Arthur coming back again. I'm so excited to have you here. I can't
Hey.
tell you. It's like I haven't seen you for days.
I know. It's
I
good
miss
to
you
be
so
here.
much.
I missed your face.
Oh. I
just want to rub beards with you.
Well, we could do that. Oh,
Hey, real quick. I want to know what your new Twitter handle is, Vance.
It's Vancination.
VANCINATION.
Yeah, kind of like vaccination, but Vancination.
Boom.
You should. I wish
updated.
you could, like, if you get on Tinder, you should be able to change it to "Have you been vaccinated?"
Hey, ladies. I really want you to get a headshot and be like, boom! You just got vaccinated, bitch! That's what I want.
Can I put a vote in for finger guns in that picture?
All right. So tonight on the agenda, we're gonna start a new segment. I call it "Tom Does News," and we're gonna keep it under a minute. So Tom has to spurt off everything in the news, because Tom always wants to talk about the news, and I don't ever want to talk about it. So Tom has to keep the news under a minute. And-
All right.
So I'm gonna start the clock right now. All right. Let me get my clock out here. You about ready, Tom?
Hold on. Give me I'm looking up news because I didn't study.
While Tom's looking that up, some of the other things we're going to cover tonight. Arthur's got a review on Darkest Dungeon. I'm really excited to hear about that. Really excited about that game. Then after that, we're going to talk about games worth buying, and I can hear myself echoing somewhere.
Oh, you sound fine on our end.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't hear it.
gotcha. It's just really very minor.
There it is.
Okay. And then after that, if we get time, we're going to talk about how adults make time to play games, and that's called neglecting wives. So, or girlfriends. Okay, Tom, you ready? Go.
Okay, so the PS4 is getting update 2.50. Yukimura preview, suspend, resume is coming in. Finally, you can now do sub account to master account, so you can have a sub account for your PlayStation Network under your master account. Move that. You can now upgrade that. Facebook friend search, remote play, and share play is now 60 frames per second from your PlayStation. Newer accessibility options, trophy improvements, and you can now share your video clips to Daily Motion as well as YouTube. So you get two options there. Kind of fancy. Back to other things that are going on. You can buy gear from the PlayStation Store. Nobody cares. King's Quest is still coming to PS4. Danganronpa has a bunch of questions you can answer. Looks like Uncharted 4 is coming in spring 2016. It is Spring Fever Week 2 for game sales. On the Xbox side of things, there is a new character coming out for Killer Instinct who is a ghost, and I cannot remember her name right now, but she's super fucking cool. So go look her up. Google Ghost for Killer Instinct. RBI Baseball is adding modern innovation to classic gameplay. Oh.
Dick.
And you can buy an Xbox One with the Halo Master Chief Collection for $349.99. And Rock Band 4 is coming out for all next-gen consoles.
So basically, you can buy a broken game and get an Xbox One for
for $350.
An eventual broken console.
Oh, snap.
Damn.
Yeah, it just hurts my heart.
Shots fired.
My heart hurts so much. All right. So other things that we can talk about a little bit more in depth because we're all excited about it. That's not really news, but just things that we're going to play. We are going to play Magicka 2 when it comes out. When is that supposed to come out?
May 26th.
And that is going to be a drunk day for Arthur, Tom, and Lance. And
a fourth. Yeah, May 26th, 2015.
Vance is going to be our DD in the game?
Our DD?
Yep.
Yeah, you're going to be our DD for the game. Like, you're going to you're going to be our designated dungeon guy.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure we cast spells responsibly.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Lance, you just got us killed all again.
Oh,
You have to rest.
Lance. And you can, the cool thing is you can actually pre-pay for the game on Steam. It's $14.99. It's coming to PS4 and PC. I'm pretty sure we're going to do it on PC. There was a really good interview. The guy who's developing it, his last name is Viking. So there's that.
It's got to be good.
But they're adding games. His last name is Viking. He's Swedish. They're adding game-changing relics. There's all kinds of new spell combinations. There's element combinations. Like life and death are elements now. And he was saying that if Lance was to cast a life spell and I was to cast a death spell and they were to collide, they would actually cause a life-death explosion. So there's a lot of cool element mixing. It's gonna be good.
Vance, you're going to be cleaning up a lot of dead bodies. Mostly
cool.
Tom's.
Most of mine.
I'm
Anyways.
cool with it.
I don't think you can player kill in that game, to be honest. I don't think it's a thing.
We have to play something else.
Alright.
Idarb.
Idarb. Oh,
fuck that.
God, I love that game. By the way, so
How did that go on Friday, by the way?
I lost one match,
No shit.
and that was the warm-up match. Yeah.
You kicked the fuck out of all of them?
I did, and it was me and Jimmy. So at one point it was me and Lucas versus Tyson and Kylie, and we cleaned house. And then it was me and Jimmy and I pretty much cleaned house for an hour. It was not even fair. I picked up all kinds of cool tactics. Like, there's a little layer above their goal that's like a little off-centered. So a lot of times people will get really obsessed with jumping in to block the goal. So if you get on that and wait for them to come out of the arc of their jump, you just drop down and slam dunk it. I mean, we were doing some nasty shit. And the team aspect is cool because you can even, if your teammate jumps into the goal at the right time, you can pass it to him at the right angle and get a lot of walk-ins.
Tom is like the Dominic Wilkins of Idarb.
Wow, was that like a 1980s basketball reference you just dropped on us?
Dude. That was
Holy
the
shit!
heyday right there.
Yeah,
I'm here.
so yeah, it was pretty great. It was a lot of fun. So, good night all around. I still need to mix those episodes down. Note to self.
I think I just had all this nostalgia because my dad brought over a whole bunch of my old shit, and I happen to have this. I'll just show you guys really
Lance
quick.
has the entire 1989 Boston Celtics in a
I was
binder.
gonna sell it. I was gonna sell it at the.
Oh
swap meet.
shit, son!
No
But-
way.
Yeah, I was gonna sell it at the swap meet, but I just don't think I'll get enough money. And Hank was looking at it too, and he's like, "Dad, I really like that. Can I have it in my room?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, buddy, you can have it in your room." Because for the low amount of money that I'm gonna get for it at the swap meet, you can definitely have it on the wall.
You can have John Stockton in the mailman.
For a second, I thought you were going to charge your son for a low amount of money. You can
Fuck
hang
yeah,
this
give me
in the
all
room.
your change. Give me your penny bank. It's totally mine now. You can have this.
That'll be $28, Hanky.
Someday it'll be worth something. And by someday I mean after the apocalypse when everything else burns.
Well, they're supposed to be coming out with new Aliens comic books. And whatnot.
They've been coming out. They're doing an Alien.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. So moving on. I want to hear about Darkest Dungeon.
Oh, me too. And I have questions. So many questions.
Such a good game. I have not been taken by a game like this.
So I imagine Arthur buying the game. Sorry, I gotta cut in on this.
No,
'Cause
you're
when you say
good.
taken, is like Arthur starts to download the game, and his phone rings. He's like, "Hello," and the developer's like, "You need to listen to me. Leave the phone on. This game's going to take you, and we will find you.
And then
I
I
was
looked
thinking-
at him and I was like, "Good luck."
Good luck."
And I was actually thinking more along the lines of like really a lot of girlfriend neglect and a lot of schoolwork neglect. That's what I was thinking when he was saying that.
Yeah, I was actually just before we hooked up for the podcast, I was writing flashcards for a bio test, also while kind of running a little bit of a dungeon and kind of like chlorophyll is very shit, necromancer. I love that game. It's like they basically said it's making the best of a bad situation, and I mean, yeah, I don't know if you guys ever played like Dark Souls, Demon Souls, like the game that like not punishes but makes you learn from mistakes. I mean, I've been totally punished by this game. I've been decimated by it and learned from it. Rebuilt from the ashes and come back and got some successes. There's a cool like art style to it, and I'm not even like a super art style guy, and it was just like the look of it. There's like a lot of like Lovecraftian themes to it. But yeah, ask away.
So it's kind of a hybrid, like getting just from looking at the trailers and some of the early concept stuff. It's kind of like your classic dungeon crawler, like almost like a text-based adventure, right? Like, because it's not like a first-person dungeon crawler like the old Might and Magic games. It's
Right.
almost like side-scrolling with like flat animated characters, correct?
Yeah, turn-based, side-scrolling.
Is the combat like dice-based, or how does the combat work out?
Yeah, they were saying that it's dice-based, so some rounds you're just gonna totally get decimated for just because of how it rolls out, and sometimes you're gonna totally just melt face.
But you don't see the dice rolls happen. It's just kind of a randomization system.
Exactly.
Okay. So it's not like I choose to attack, roll a d20, you roll a 16, you're fucked. It's more like attack, and then the system will generate the stuff,
Yeah.
the events.
And it's crazy because it's constantly auto-saving your progress, so you can't cheese it if a fight goes against you and like
Ugh.
roll back a load. You just gotta take it as is.
Now you talked about losing. You lost a lot of heroes, and you kind of encounter more along the way. Do you ever at any point encounter more heroes than you can use, or
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
and you said like you have bench warmers basically.
Yeah, and so you have a kind of a roster, and you can expand on your roster. Because I mean, that's the thing is even when you're winning dungeons, your heroes are getting stress built up so much that even when they live and survive, you can't sometimes send them right back into another dungeon. They're too stressed out. They refuse to fight.
So you have to put them back to let their stress level drop.
Yeah, send them to a church to pray if they're like believe in if they have faith, or you can send them to the gambling hall to gamble their woes away. It's so crazy.
So, how do they deal with leveling? Like, do your characters that are on the bench level, or is leveling a problem?
Well, so that's the thing is, so you're constantly rotating your heroes, and so while some are sitting out, you're playing the other ones like through easy dungeons. You can replay the easy dungeon so that you can get more loot and level up your lower guys. And that's the thing is, you can't even cheese the dungeons with high level characters. They'll say it's beneath them, and they refuse to go to a dungeon that's too low. So
What?
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ!
That is like a super punishing game. I mean,
Oh yeah.
when you were talking to me about this, the only games that really came to mind, I remember playing this game back, like way back in the day. I actually had to go look it up. It's called Close Combat. It was made in '96, and it was made by Atomic Games actually. They actually did a series out of it. It looks like, but that I wasn't aware of. I played the very first one, but like you'd go into war, and your troops would like depending on if they how everything went, like say a tank came out and started like just jacking shit up, they'd fucking run they'd
Yeah.
start shooting each other, they'd start like just like cowering, and you wouldn't be able to move them. You'd have to like give them directions like 3 or 4 times, like fucking move,
Yeah.
fucking move.
Yep.
And that's what this reminded me of, and I was like, I'm kind of excited to get punished right now.
The thing that happened that really like kind of was the heart of this game is if they get too stressed, they'll get certain quirks. They'll develop certain quirks like masochism, and so they'll refuse heals. And so I had a highwayman who was high DPS. He was just punishing the enemy, but he got too stressed out, and I tried to throw a heal up on him when he had like a sliver of life left. Totally refused the heal and then died. So and then
Are they dead infant?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's it. And so
Nice.
you get another like rogue highwayman class, but he's not the one that you've leveled up.
Uh,
Invest the gold in and skill points.
So
Sounds
it's-
like what's it called? XCOM.
it's not Marvel 616 where your characters just come back in a few days.
Yeah. Hey, Buck,
Fuck.
I walked it off.
I'm good. Peter Parker dead? Nah. Nah.
So,
Gunshots don't do it.
I recommend it. Highly recommend it.
And it's like what, $20? Like it's not expensive.
$20, and I mean, I'm playing like it's pre-release or whatever, and I'm loving it. Totally worth $20, and then they're only going to release more features and more dungeons for it.
Now, are
Oh.
the dungeons procedural or are they pretty consistent?
Sorry, as far as
Like you said, you can replay the easy dungeons to level your characters.
Yeah.
Are they different every time? Are they procedurally generated, or are they the same easy dungeons? Does that make sense?
yeah,
Is
I
the
mean,
map the same?
the map is the same, I believe, but the enemies you face, like they're kind of randomized the rooms they're going to be in or
Okay.
what. Yeah.
So it's almost like playing a video game version of like Heroes Quest,
Okay. Yeah.
because Heroes Quest like has the same map every time, right? But they can randomize enemies if you do different strategies.
I love how we're like making all these comparisons to games that we have played when this is like a totally new IP. I just
know.
realized we're
It's
doing
a totally
that.
new IP, and we're
It's
like, wait,
it's
wait,
like
so
Close Combat meets XCOM
Wait
meets
a minute.
Diablo,
meets
and that's what you get. They all
And-
had a baby.
and there's a mouse and a keyboard in it, so it's got some StarCraft to it as well.
Guys, the surprise one, Call of Duty. Never thought Call of Duty was going to
what?
make its way in there.
Does it have the grenades? It has it
Uh-huh.
has the touchscreen grenades in it.
You can release dogs and
Mind blown.
So, but 20 and it's Steam Greenlight right now, or Steam
Yeah.
Early Access,
Steam Early Access.
and then it will be on PS4 as well, correct? On the
It's
PlayStation
going to
stuff.
come to PS4 and Vita. They haven't released a date for it yet.
See, and I think that'd be great on Vita,
Oh my god, yeah.
like just because you can take it with you. I mean, that's and the control interface can't be that complicated, right? I mean,
It's- yeah.
Oh, totally not.
so sick, so
Well,
sick.
And oh, poor
Aw.
Lance.
Oh, let me get that
Aw.
off the screen.
Join
Maybe
the
they'll-
winning
maybe-
team, buddy.
Maybe they'll make it for iPad, and you can see if your original iPad Mini will run it.
It's an iPad 2, fucking asshole.
Oh, okay. Well, then you'll be fine.
Damn.
It's a game I would play in the dark. That's how much of a dork about this game I am. Is I'll shut the light off and get a little giddy, and then
I think I'm just gonna have to buy it on PC.
Yeah.
You've got me really excited.
You can buy that
I
and
obviously
Magic.
made a mess.
Just
So.
buy that and Magica 2. You're good.
Yeah. Nice. So that makes me really excited to talk about our next segment, which is what makes games worth buying. And so this made me really think of a few titles that I loved, and then I also kind of I'm going to briefly touch on the review I did this week because it also kind of falls into that realm of what makes games worth buying. And I'm going to start it off tonight. And I think for me is making the price make sense for the game. And what I mean by that is sometimes I just feel like, the got your money is getting really fucking old, and we've been putting up with it for years now. And it's because things like collector's editions had happened and people bought into these collector's editions, and then all of a sudden, game companies realized, oh shit, I can make $60 off this game instead of 50.
Oh
So
man, wasn't because that, and it's funny you say that because I remember you and I were working together when this happened. But Doom, It was Doom 3, right, on Xbox, was the first Xbox game that was $59.99, and it was a collector's edition.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were
Day
just
one.
testing the waters, and everybody fucking drank the water. So,
They drank out of the cup that wasn't Jesus's, and they all turned into skeletons. And now we pay $60 for games.
right. And I think
thanks,
that
Obama.
yeah, fucking Obama. Holy
Excuse me,
Jesus,
it's pronounced it's pronounced Obummer.
Oh,
Thanks.
Oh, bummer.
political. Anyways, so I guess the thing that I want to say that I feel like is the most important thing to me is, again, the price. So something like White Knight that I paid $15 for, and I've seen some people bitching about it. I want to say it was Kotaku or something put up like, this game sucks, blah blah blah, and I'm like, you're not really comparing apples to apples with this. If you were to put that game next to Alien Isolation, Evil Within, what else has come out in the next gen consoles? Resident Evil, which I still think is probably a better game, but come on, it was built in what, 98, 99,
I wonder when they're
something like
gonna.
that.
I wonder when they're gonna stop like re-releasing Resident Evil.
I know. I bought Resident Evil like 4 times now, I
Like, do you
think.
think like 20 years from now, like, well, I guess your grandkids, like, are your grandkids gonna be playing Resident Evil and you're gonna be like, nah, dog, go left, don't use your bullets, aim for the knees with the knife, you'll win, it'll be fine. Like,
That's a good question, man. I think it just depends on the audience. Like, you have a lot of people that are willing to spend, 20, $30 to relive an experience they've already done just in higher fidelity. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
you
I'm
know,
not saying it's bad. I'm just curious. Like, do you think they'll make like? Because think about it, they made Resident Evil on PS1. It got a GameCube re-release, right?
right.
Yep.
They technically did like a non HD re-release. I think you can get it on like the Vita and like the PlayStation Network as the PS1 Classic, and now they've done this
They
HD
did that on
remix.
Xbox too.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's like 4 or 5 releases of this
Not,
game.
not to mention on the original system, they had 2 or 3 releases. I think. I'm pretty sure. There wasn't just one. There was like Game of the Year and all that other shit. So, but anyways, back on what I was saying is, as goes new properties, new IPs. There's not a lot of survival horror that's been good. Outlast was good.
Outlast.
Um,
Yep.
Outlast was good.
The dark was it? Oh hell, Darkness. Dark. It's a PC one that was basically you were in like a sanitarium and you had a cell phone with a flashlight and your map was displayed on the cell phone and I cannot remember the name of the game. I have to pull up Steam to look at it. It's I want to say it was called Dark. Hell.
So I guess while Tom's looking that up, I just want to kind of do a round robin. Who I don't care who wants to go next, but just tell me. I guess Vance. Vance, what makes a game good for you?
Oh man, that's
Worth
a really
buying.
good question. I think you talked about the monetary aspect of a game. Your investment price, and I play a lot of games that are really either really cheap or free. Like League of Legends is free, but I'm more concerned about my time. I think that's much more important. I can't get time back, but I can always make more money. They're printing more money every day. So I think it's something that like a game has to develop, or it has to be an activity that's worthy of your time. There's so many things you could be doing. Like for me, I could be doing art, I could be playing airsoft, I could be snowboarding, I could do all this. So the game really has to it has to really step it up, and it has to be able to fit into that uh, into that little shelf of activities that I have, and it has to be able to compete with them. Video games for me don't just compete with other video games; they compete with completely other activities. Like physical activities and sports and whatnot. So what makes a really good game is balance. How balanced is the game? How defined the rule set is. When
Worth
you get
buying.
into the
What
game,
game? What makes a game worth buying? Sorry, wanted to
makes a game
restate that.
buying. Same thing as this. The rule set. Do you understand how easy is the game to understand? What's the win-loss condition? Um, I'm not really a big story guy. If I'm gonna, so that's not really a factor. So I guess for a game, to me, it has to have really good multiplayer. It has to have a very clear, defined win-loss set in that multiplayer, and it has to have a really strong community. And for me, friends are a big thing. Like if I don't have any friends playing the game, um, I don't care how good it is. I probably won't play it. So for me, it's a big multiplayer component. How good is it online? How good are the servers? How good is the community? How good is the game balanced? And how far does it go? You know what I mean? We see so many multiplayer games fall short just because the community never gets up and gets moving. But then again, you got games like League of Legends where if you get good enough, you could turn it into a career. For me, that's a really big testament to that game's mechanics, the game development, the game design, and the community behind it. And those are all factors of me giving money to that game.
Damn, I shouldn't have had you go next. Hey Arthur, how about you
Hey.
just follow up behind that?
Me like game that don't cost a lot. He articulated a lot, but for me personally, I like the longer games and just kind of getting more for my money, I guess. And I mean, I don't necessarily want a game that's 50 hours of garbage because who wants to punish yourself like that?
Sure.
But
Sure.
But yeah, just like an immersive story for me, and something that's going to be longer than 8 hours. So
When we I think we talked about this last week, like games that are like the perfect length, right? So they're not like too, it's like it's not 35 hours of walking through corridors and shit like that.
right.
Something like oh god, I'm trying to think of an example. Prince of Persia 1. I'm not saying like the first Prince of Persia, I'm talking about the 3D one.
Okay.
That was a great length for a game. Anyways, but yeah, I know what you mean though. So
Well, I mean, I think just even like 8 hours of a great experience, to me, just personally, that doesn't justify $60, even if it's like amazing. But that's just me, maybe. Maybe I'm sick of paying $60 for every game I've bought.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's.
Well, let me ask. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I mean, I think it's stagnant. Like it's a very. When everything is $60, it doesn't differentiate what everything is worth in my mind. Like,
Mhm.
like the Order 1886. Like for Jacob, worth $60, not even a question. He loved that game. You and me, we kind of went back and forth about it. Decided that it wasn't. Magicka 2, I wouldn't pay $60 for that game.
Right.
Absolutely would not. 15, not even a question. And so I think it's important to notate that one game I've been playing a lot of, Hand of Fate for Xbox One. It's a $20 game, super cool mix of like cards and roguelike and combat. It's got the Arkham, like the Batman Arkham Origins combat system with the countering, and then you're playing a card game. $60, nah. $20, absolutely, not even a question, right? And I think if you can step off of your pride a little bit and look at your development costs and realize that maybe if you drop some of the cost of your game, you'll sell more.
Yeah.
And people won't be so angry about games. I mean, some of the anger comes from the fact that I just spent $60. That's 6 CDs. That right? If kids still buy CDs these days, that's 10 movie tickets or 6 movie tickets. Like there's so much you can do with $60, and it's that value proposition isn't always there. So
Well, and I've really tried to strive for setting up like a way to check things out before, I'm not like a day one purchaser usually, just because I don't ever want to feel buyer's remorse ever again about a video game, or minimize that as much as I can, I guess. Because it feels awful to be like, I can't believe I just shelled out full price for this.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep, and it feels awful for me to watch. Like, I mean, the Halo Master Chief Collection, I think, is the ultimate example of that. Or even Assassin's Creed. I don't know, the one that came for free with my Xbox that the code is sitting on my mantle, like 3 inches of dust on it.
I should have just ripped mine up, like before using it. Like we should just put it on YouTube of me ripping it in half.
No, I mean,
or
like
burning it.
Like Assassin's Creed, I think you're harder on Assassin's Creed than it deserves. Like it's not my all-time favorite game, and like Assassin's Creed 3 was definitely my least favorite of the series that I've played so far. But I think that like Black Flag had some merit. And I can't even remember, like, so, and that's one I kind of want to, like, when I hit that dry spell, which we all hit, where no game feels good, nothing is hitting the spot. I think that might be a point where Black Flag may come in and give me some grind I need.
No, dude.
Yeah.
When you have that dry spell, dude, it means you need to walk away from the gaming for a second. Go do something.
Yeah, don't.
I don't think
True
you know
story,
me.
bro.
I don't think you know me that well.
Dude, pick up an airsoft gun, dude. Let's go play. You'll love it. You freaking die laughing. It's awesome.
Did he just mention to get away from gaming? Do you want to just kick him off the call right now?
Oh,
Like,
God,
do
here-
people leave the house for fun?
The fuck is leaving the house? Who the fuck does that shit? Sounds
Guys,
like work.
You can check out Vance on his new podcast, Airsoft is Dead.
Touche, my friend. Touche.
So good, so good.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh okay. Well, I don't really have anything else left to say about that. How long have we been recording here? I didn't
Dude,
look.
we're like 25 minutes in. Like
No,
20.
we're 47. Oh no, we're not.
No, the Skype call's 47, but we started streaming 31 minutes ago, and we didn't start talking until about
Bam.
4 minutes after.
All right, so I want to break up the monotony a little bit, and we needed to make a decision right now, the four of us. Are we going to continue Come At Me, Bro? Because if we do, it's got to
Can
get
you-
better this time.
Can you handle the shame? Like, I mean, I'm all for it, but can you handle it?
Well, come at me, bro. Was like it wasn't just meant to be like
A challenge.
A tournament style challenge. It was just like an opportunity for everybody to talk shit to each other while they play
Yep.
games that they either don't like or somebody else likes.
Yeah, fair enough.
And we did a pretty good job of talking shit to each other for a little while, or at least Tom did a pretty good job of stomping me and throwing little additives and fucking spamming me on Twitter about kicking my ass.
Yeah, so I guess the question is like, I think Come At Me Bro is great. We just gotta put it together. We gotta do it. So
Right.
if we're doing a and to be honest, like my weekends are so shitty for gaming lately. Like, ugh.
It's like he's married or something.
Yeah. Well, like this Saturday, we got a new dishwasher coming, so there's 4 hours of my day. Wife's got a bunch of stuff going on. I think she has to go to work for a few hours. Gotta clean the house up. We're going to the zoo on Sunday. Like, my Sunday's screwed. I haven't even watched the new Walking Dead episode yet. Like, it's...
Well, you're not missing anything, I'm sure.
Hey.
No way, Walking Dead is great.
It's getting really good, dude. I am super excited to see, like, the end of the season. It's just, I almost wonder if they're going to make us hate everybody in the story now. So, I don't know why Arthur's dancing, but...
I was double fisting.
Oh, double fisting the amazingness.
I think you should still keep that segment because I didn't watch the whole segment of your introductory Come At Me Bro, but watching you make fun of the British French people and get really mad about it was hilarious to me.
I fucking hated that game so bad. Like, even just like watching myself stream that for 5 minutes, I was like, I don't even want to fucking play that game again.
So
it's gonna take like 10 beers for me to even touch that. So we should make another challenge. We should challenge somebody like Vance to play something that we don't want to play.
Let me open my Steam library because during the Steam summer sale, and you guys might hear some sounds of it telling me who's online for Steam, but I don't really care. But during the Steam summer sale, there was some definite I gave gifts to a lot of people, large amount of you.
I think what we need to do actually, this is I think the new challenge, and this is probably going to involve Vance coming to my house or your house. But I think we need to. I feel like that Vance needs to play Destiny for at least an hour.
Sure.
And then we need to stream it, and because
don't be pissed off when I'm super fucking good at it.
Oh my god, here we go.
That's it. Challenge accepted. Holy shit. Don't be pissed off.
We're fucking good at it. You heard it right here first. Blah blah.
Shoot.
Oh man.
All right, that's happening.
Okay.
Okay, so we have our next one. Cool. All right, so we'll continue Come At Me Bro for now and see what happens.
I'm going to try and post that on Twitter once we lock down a date on that, but it's happening sometime between now and the next podcast.
Okay, cool.
So, all right, next thing. How adults make time to play games. Speaking of Tom having his whole weekend taken over by his wife, let's talk about how the games happen.
It's not going to happen this weekend, I'll tell you right now. It's just not going to happen. Like you're gonna find me like in my basement behind a pile of boxes with like an extension cord run into it. Like that's the only way I'm getting into gaming in this weekend. There's so much going on. I don't know. Maybe like if installing the dishwasher is not a total clusterfuck, I'll be okay. Like
it's a dishwasher, and well, you're pretty handy actually. Tom fixed his. What did you fix? Your air conditioner, and he was telling me about it. I was like,
oh man, yeah,
I couldn't fucking do that.
I fixed my AC and my furnace.
And his car.
And my car. I fixed my garbage disposal, but that just involved putting an Allen wrench in a little thing and jiggling it a couple times. But I mean, I figured some shit out. Like in my understanding as a dishwasher, that's right, kids at home, we worry about this kind of stuff when we're over 25. Is you just have to like plug in like 3 water hoses and plug the power in, and all of the holes in your home for a dishwasher are all the same dimensions. So you just shove it the fuck in. So if all goes well, it'll only take me like 30 minutes to install this bad boy. But then I gotta.
Sorry.
Hashtag shits adult do. And then
hashtag adult problems.
Adult problems. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, yeah, I would honestly this weekend I want to play some Final Fantasy 14. So.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Mm-hmm. So can we talk about it for a minute? Will we talk about how we make time for games? So,
sure. Yeah.
Sure.
So
can I make throw up sounds in the background?
Yeah, go ham, dude. Go nuts. So Jacob is messaging me and he's just like, "Yo, man, how do you feel about FF14?" I was like, "Oh, I have it." Because I picked it up when it came out for PS4. Like, I did a review of it, and I liked it. I just, wasn't in the MMO mode. And so we started talking, and I went and picked up my Mega Man amiibo at his work, and we were chatting about it some more. And our buddy Paul, who's playing Destiny with us, was like, "Oh, what's this game?" And we started chatting with him, like, "Yeah, there's a free trial you can download on your PS4." So Paul downloaded the trial. And Jacob's theory is, going back to Warcraft, Jacob, where you spend $15 a month. That's all you spend because you never leave the goddamn house, right?
Yeah.
And so that's his idea. So he bought it. I re-downloaded my copy. Then Arthur and I were chatting. Were we at work talking on Friday? I think. Was that what happened?
Yes.
And so then something. Anyway, it came down. Arthur then re-downloaded his copy, and for some reason the game was free all weekend. Like you didn't have to sub to play all weekend, which is pretty sweet, I might say. And so we rolled some characters, talked some shit. And we played for like 6 hours on Sunday. I think it was a long rampage. I know you had to go record Grumble Mountain, but
Wait a second. You were saying it was going to be on Xbox. It can't be because Square Enix.
It's coming to Xbox.
Well, they had
Really?
the old. I can't remember the old MMO version of Final Fantasy. It was on 360 and PS3.
Yeah. 11. Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Because isn't that a Sony? Sony owns Square Enix, right?
No.
Don't they?
No.
Sony
No,
Online did the online version of Final Fantasy, didn't they?
Yeah, Sony Online Entertainment, but Sony Online Entertainment is owned by Sony. Oh, I guess you're right. No, Sony Online Entertainment didn't do it. It was all Square Enix. I think
I'm gonna
Sony
look this
Online
up while we're
Entertainment
talking.
handled some of the connectivity stuff, but they didn't own them. You're thinking for SOE, they did a couple other MMOs, but it wasn't Final Fantasy. So anyway, so this is a thing. So we've all started kind of playing it, and the cool thing about this game is like if you're playing it on PC and you're playing it on PlayStation, it's all the same servers. Everybody can play together, right? And so yeah, now we're all kind of hooked. And there was this long Twitter conversation today that was like, "Oh shit, dog! It costs money now. What are we gonna do?" And the general consensus was, I think we're all subbing up on Friday, and the party's starting. So
I think for the next Come At Me Bro, Vance should play Final Fantasy 14.
yeah.
Oh,
No, I think he needs to play Destiny.
JK.
Like
JK.
well, and what would it take? It's like $20 on Steam. We'll all pitch in $6.50, and then you can play. They'll come with a free 30 days, and you can join Zombietron, Lady McLady Pants, and what was your character, Arthur?
My actual character or my projected character?
The one that you played with us on Sunday.
Alarius LaDouche.
Alarius LaDouche, and you can join us on our legendary adventures through Eoria, or Izoria, or however you pronounce it.
your legendary farming through Azoria.
Dude, we killed so many of those fucking monkeys on Sunday. I was wrecking their shit.
That doesn't make a good game.
We're past that segment, so we can
No,
talk about
you know,
that.
you know what makes a good game? Murdering monkeys for fun. You know what else makes a good game? One thing I really like, actually, from a leveling perspective, is I love the hunting log. I think that is fucking cool. How it's
I
like,
killed so many ladybugs.
oh right, like fuck those giant ladybugs. Anyway, so Final Fantasy 14, it's a thing. It's pretty fun. I think we're all going to be into it for a while. I'm excited because, unlike Destiny, it's going to give me more things to see. Like, once I did Crota, once I did Vault of Glass, it's kind of done. Like, I'm not super concerned about farming gear in that game because I just don't care. I wanted to see all the environments, and I saw them in... Shit, Crota took us an hour and 15. Vault of Glass took us 2 hours our first time. It was hard mode. I'm
I
done.
don't know how I'm still in getting invited to raids at this point. Like, I have no desire to go through any of those. Like, I can't see that very many people have Crota hard, like the actual boss Crota on farm. Nobody really has him on farm. I mean, there's a few people that do, but none of our friends do. But what was I going to say? Oh, just that it's just getting boring. It's very repetitive. The multiplayer is still really fun. I'm still having I actually really enjoy the patch. I was really shocked to get on with a scout rifle, and it actually felt like it should. So, I mean, you can pretty much 3 or 4 shot people with a scout rifle headshots. But anyways,
Did anybody, by the way, see the video of the first WoW guild to do the boss kill on the newest, most challenging epic mode raid? It was pretty sick. Made me kind of miss WoW a little bit.
don't make me play that fucking game again.
You're not going to. You're going to play Final Fantasy 14 with us. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, come on, man. You know you want to resurrect Chuck LaSweat and bring him into to Eorzea to crush some shit.
All right, I'll think about it.
To farm because Square Enix does not do an MMO.
Nice. Oh man, it's gonna end badly. Because you know what? This is always the case when Tom and I play an MMO. Tom tells me about an MMO. This is the course of the timeline. Tom tells me about MMO. Lance says, "Okay, I think I might play this." Lance gets on, plays with Tom once. Lance says, "Oh, I really like this game." Tom doesn't log on for a month. Lance passes him up and completes all of level challenges and is now rating.
Tom comes
Tom
back.
Tom logs back in. Tom's like, "What's going on, man? Oh, now you can't play with me, bro. Oh, that's too bad. You didn't log in for a month. Oh,
You forgot the part about the mountains of pizza boxes and like obscene body hair because you haven't shaved or showered in like 10 years. You
Well,
forgot that part. Lance
that does
gets,
happen through the course of the month. The
Yeah.
first time, for those of you who haven't heard my WoW rants before, I played in vanilla, and it's Tom's fucking fault. I'm gonna blame Tom.
It was.
I had Tom came over to my house after I'd been playing for about a month and a half, and I had pizza boxes that were touching my clothes in my closet, and
Holy
they were,
crap, dude.
and it was like also in between the pizza boxes were like candy wrappers and rock stars, like.
Oh,
It was a mess, dude. It was so great. So
And
anyway,
but plus side to this whole thing, well, besides gaining weight, I had $2,000 in the bank from sitting on my ass. Like,
yeah.
So
Well, you don't think that's Tom, or you don't think that's his like plan? Is get you hooked on a game, don't log in for a month, have you be super epic Uber, and then get
Power
cared by
level.
you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, yo, dog, I need some help in this game. I'll power level you, bro. And I'm like, all right, yeah, okay.
or
And then-
more or less like Tom's like, I don't want to hang out with Lance for a while. Hey, let me show you this MMO.
We get rid of Lance for a few months. But anyway, I think Final Fantasy 14 will be a good grind, and at least hold me over until May hits when Magica and the Avengers movie comes out, so I can watch that every day in theaters for 30
Why am I
straight
not
days.
excited about that?
Because you didn't watch the latest trailer.
I watched them all pretty much.
Did you see the Avengers jump in unison through the forest at their foes? Because that's pretty much the greatest thing ever.
Go, go, Avengers.
Anyway, yeah. Final Fantasy 14 is pretty cool so
Well,
far.
Yeah, this next segment doesn't really feel like a segment, and
What
it
is
was
it?
on my list. The part.
Is it
the-
Tom does the news again?
No,
Because I have more. There's
More
so
news
much
happened.
more.
You're
More
not
news
talking about the news
just
anymore.
happened. So much news.
You're not allowed to talk about the news for more than 60 seconds on a podcast now.
But more news happened. It's happening all around us.
So, adults.
The chief
I
of
want to
pol-
talk about how
the
adults
chief of
make
police
time.
in Ferguson resigned.
Who?
The chief of police in Ferguson resigned.
What the
Whoa.
fuck are you talking about? Ferguson.
Ferguson's the town that burned itself down.
Oh wow.
Chief
That
of police
rhymed.
resigned because he's a racist bastard.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or they didn't legalize medical marijuana in Utah.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Those sons of bitches. They should have legalized it.
I'm not sure if the Zion Curtain is still a thing or not.
I think it is. You think they lifted it finally?
That was the rumor, but I didn't look.
You should go look. So, as goes adults making time to play games, I kind of want to give everybody a breakdown of what it looks like for me to like scheme to play games during the week. So, I have my son half the time, and I also have a full-time girlfriend.
I thought he was going to say job. And then he
job.
said girlfriend.
And I
And in
have
my
a
mind, I was like,
full-time
same thing.
Yeah, same thing. So I actually have 2 full-time jobs. Mm-hmm. So in between all that and going to the gym, I still make time to play probably, I don't know, 14 hours a week.
You know what the most depressing part of my life is when I finally, when I actually take that damn GameStop survey, and the last question is, how many hours a week do you play video games? I'm like, oh, fuck. Because you kind of have to, admit to yourself you have a problem.
Dude, do you have any idea? Like, I was able to look at my played time on Destiny is something ridiculous. Like, I have almost as much time clocked in that as I do in World of Warcraft.
Ugh.
Well, no, I shouldn't go that far because I think one time when I checked my World of Warcraft, it was like 146 played days
Yeah.
on one of my
Like,
characters.
slash played took you
Dude.
to a dark place quick.
Dude, Slash played, when I finally quit, when I finally put Howitzer to sleep, Slash played 3 years, 27 days.
Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding me? 3 years in game?
Raiding 6 days a week, 5 hours a day.
God damn.
For how many years?
Welcome back to the world, Vance.
Hold on.
For
Hold
a
on.
good solid. Well, I played beta, so
It's time for Math Tom to come out to the show. So, how many years? 3 years?
no, yeah, 3 years solid play.
Alright, so there's 365 days in a year.
Yep.
There's
How many
24
years
hours. There's 24
played in
hours
10
in a
years?
day. I don't know.
I played.
That means you
Game-
played. That means you played 26,280 hours.
What does
That
that
means-
break down to for a year?
There's 8,760 hours in a year. So if you played the game, if you rated 6 days a week, 5 hours a day. So if you divide it by 5, right? That's your 6-day average. That means you rated 5,256 days.
Yep.
Which is that doesn't make any sense. That's too many days.
No, well, Tom's trying to figure out the math. I'm gonna go over to Arthur.
I
well,
shouldn't,
no,
I
wasn't
shouldn't drink
finished.
in math.
I wasn't finished anyways. So basically my gaming looks like if I have Hank, it's after 9 o'clock, and it goes from like 9 to probably like, depending on how addicted I am to the game, it can go till like 2 o'clock in the morning. 2 o'clock is like where I'm pushing the limits. I'm like, I gotta go to work tomorrow. Fuck. This is gonna be a rough day tomorrow. There's gonna have to be a lot of coffee tomorrow.
See, I
And
don't.
2 monsters.
I don't know how you do that because I try. I really do. Like I love
You're an
staying
old
up late and
man.
playing games. Dude, Sunday night, 8 p.m., passed out asleep. Done.
Yeah, I believe it.
I'm like, oh, I gotta work tomorrow. It's Sunday. I'll stay up late and play games. Dude, fell asleep face down on my Vita, 8 o'clock. Like, not even a thing. I can't read comics in bed because I fall asleep. I can't watch TV in bed because I fall asleep. I can't play games in bed because I pass the fuck out. Like, I'm just old, man. Just what happens.
Maybe you have narcolepsy.
Could be.
Tom's just gonna fall asleep on the show. Anyways, so, and the other thing I have to do too is I have to find time. Like, this is gonna sound fucked up, but it's true because we're on our video game podcast. But like, I have to like plan out time. Like, fuck, when is my girlfriend gonna be working so I can fucking play this game? Like,
That's not fucked up. That's a sad truth, man. That's how it is.
Like, when is she going to be working? Please, God, so I have time to like unwind and play games because it's unwind time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. But like, for instance, I'll give you the wrench in the program, which was Sunday, and we had hung out. My girlfriend came over. We went out Friday night. Great, that was fun. Saturday we hung out all day, pretty much, and then. Like, yeah, it was most of the day, and I think I may have just like went to bed early or something because it was like 10 o'clock and I was pooped. So Sunday comes around, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna play video games all fucking day. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna do jack and shit, and I'm not gonna put any pants on. She calls me, or she texts me at like 12 o'clock. Hey, do you want to go down to the new house with me? And it's like in like 45 minutes, and I'm like, oh fuck. And so she came over to my house. There's dishes in my sink. Of course, like I don't know if any of you people have women in your lives that are like super anal about like, well, I shouldn't say that, but
women that like anal. Is that what you're talking about?
yes, no, but that are just really meticulous about cleaning and all that kind of shit. So if my house is a complete wreck when she comes over, and she didn't give me the third degree about it, but she was like, hey, why have you been home all day playing video games and haven't done your dishes, kind of shit. And it's like, my shit is on.
Depressing.
Huh? That's what you have to look forward to, Vance. You should play video game. Go back to World of Warcraft.
Guys, red Solo cups, paper plates, done.
Yeah,
My
it's
dishes
true.
are always done.
Oh man, that's a great idea. I think I'm just gonna invest in those.
Note to
So-
self: you can't save money by washing paper plates.
and then I'll just throw them all in the river too while I'm at it. Hope we catch
Dude,
some fish.
just burn your trash. Fucking
Oh, that's a
perfect.
better idea. Let's fucking burn everything.
Keep warm. If you burn styrofoam, it's super, super long lasting.
I bet you could get. I mean, besides the smell, it's great. Works great.
Mm-hmm.
Lights on fire really well. So, anyways, anybody else want to take this? I'm done talking. Tom, go next.
No, I mean mine's very similar. It's just finding time where there is time. I used to game on my lunch break at my last job quite a bit. Like I'd play some games on my lunch break. Current career situation, like I can't. It's not that I can't take a lunch break, but I find it hard to unplug long enough to take one, or like I step up to take one and something gets in the way. And gaming at the current office is like impossible for me. Like it just I can't do it.
It used to be.
Yeah,
No, sorry. Go ahead. It didn't
No.
used to be.
yeah. It's just there's a lot going on, and we got shit to do, and it's just not happening. My wife likes to cross stitch a lot, so we'll hang out, we'll watch shows. Oh my god, we didn't talk about Powers, guys. We need to talk about Powers. Is anybody else watching Powers?
Not yet, but soon with your recommendation.
Give the
Powers.
first. Powers is the TV show written by Brian Michael Bendis, right? Isn't it Bendis writing it? Shit, who wrote Powers? I think it is Bendis. So he's a super awesome comic book artist.
But you said the first 3 are up on PlayStation Network.
The
Yeah,
first
Plus?
3 were up on. Yeah, we're up on. Yep. See, Brian Michael Bendis on the Surreal 15-Year Odyssey of the Powers TV series. So yes, so it's Brian Michael Bendis. It's only on PlayStation. The first episode is free for everybody, and then PlayStation Plus members get the rest of the series for free. I only saw 3 episodes on there last night, but I was kind of half asleep when I was looking through them. But I watched episode 1, not the best. Episode 2 starts stepping it up, so it is going to be a pretty interesting series. I don't know. Check it out. We should talk about it more in depth once like Arthur's watched it. Maybe Lance will have to come over. We can watch some of it, and we can all maybe sit and bullshit about it because it's not video games, but it's releasing exclusively on a video game console, which I think is pretty fucking cool. They're doing the same
Sweet.
thing. They're doing the same thing with the Halo live action series on Xbox. So kind of. But anyway, so really, if we're not like watching Netflix, going to the movies, going out. She wants to kind of hang out, relax, and cross stitch, and I'll usually play a handheld game with her, like hang out next to her and play a handheld game. Or if I'm in an obnoxious mood, she'll generally kick me out, and that's where I find my gaming time.
Hey, that's a secret. Annoy the shit out of your significant other.
Yeah, I mean-
get kicked out of the room. Play games.
Well, I think it's different. I mean, literally, we have the exact same work schedule. We have a pretty similar social group, so we're with each other all the time. So it works out greatly. Like Sunday, she's like, I don't want to do anything. I really don't want you around because we were drinking together from like 10 a.m. Saturday till like 2 a.m. this morning. Like I just want you to go away, and I'm gonna cross stitch, and we'll go to lunch, and then we'll come home and we'll continue what we're doing. So on Sunday, I played Final Fantasy 14 for 6 hours, and then we had dinner, and then we watched some movies and went to bed. Like that's kind of how I find time to game. But then there's weeks when just shit doesn't happen, doesn't line up. So for you kids that just like come home, play video games, go to bed, hold on to that. Stay there as long as you can. And
Peter Pan it.
Peter Pan it, man. Like, lose your marbles. Think a magical thought.
That was Hook.
How do you do it, Arthur? Did we already ask you how you do it with your homework and your work and your girlfriend and your comedy shows and your podcast?
Oh yeah.
and
Shout
your
out to Grumble
Shout out
Mountain.
to Grumble Mountain,
Oh,
dude.
thanks, bro.
So here's the thing about Grumble Mountain, and for those of you, like some of you may not relate. I don't really care if you do or not. I don't know if anyone ever listens to this, but they relate to a sad old bastard like me, and that's great.
So there's 3 saddled bastards just
Yeah.
rapping about stuff.
And that music,
My wife.
my wife drinking, health food. No, the music episode, like I was driving, listening to the music episode, and it was just killing me because I'm like, oh my god, like I've said all these things.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so how do you find time,
Thanks.
sir?
I mean, it's definitely a juggling act. But I think that was the thing is at the company that we all 3 work at, I actually used to be able to play on my laptop at work because I didn't have like a ton of duties. This is like the first couple of years I worked there. I actually got a shaman to level 50 at the company we
At
work
the
at.
office.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, because it was just in between calls. I would just have
I gotta-
downtime.
I got a shaman to 50.
Uh-huh.
Hashtag Arthur rules.
Yeah. I mean, and that was actually the thing though, is I was only working, doing comedy, and playing video games, and so that's why I went back to school, and that's why I tried to load up my plate a little bit more. It actually made the time that I actually play the games more special. So I just sneak it in wherever I can. If I have an extra hour and I'm not tired, I'm gonna play Darkest Dungeon. If I have some video or weekend time, I'm gonna play video games with you guys for a couple hours. So you can still definitely get it in. It's
Speaking of which, Arthur and I finished a gauntlet this weekend.
Nice.
Boom.
Totes.
You want to talk about how ugly that was? That
Oh
was,
my god. It might have been like the ugliest boss fight in the history. Like,
that was easy.
yeah, and it was on like normal or easy mode, and like one of us would die, and you're, oh fuck, I'm dead. okay, I'm back in 15 seconds. Just stay alive for 15 goddamn seconds. And you see,
avoid.
yeah, so they're just running around. Then that person would come up, and then we go attack the boss again. And it was like, shit, I'm dead. Now, Tom, you stay awake for 15 seconds. And it was like, it was fun. It was a cool boss fight, though.
Yeah, I can't wait for us to get our faces melted on the higher modes.
I gotta get my fucking cool armor, though. Like, the Valkyrie armor in hard mode is sick. So, level it up. Vance, did we already ask you how you play video games?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't have nearly as much trouble getting.
Off?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a wife or kids or anything like that. So
He's living
my
the
time
life, ladies and gentlemen.
no, not really, not really, not really. I find myself I have patterns in my life where I'll play a ton and I'll get really stoked about a competitive game and I'll be like, I want to climb the ladder. I want to be the best. And then I'll be like, I fucking suck. I'm not gonna do that anymore. And then I'll find something else to do. But there's always art, so I'm always splitting my free time between whatever activity I'm currently like really really crazy about versus sitting down and drawing and actually getting something done. And so I try to, it's funny. Somebody asked me, "Well, are you a gamer?" And I can honestly say, no, I'm not a gamer. I am, but you know what I mean. I don't really, how do you say? I don't align myself with just one thing. I try to keep myself.
He's not a gamer that spent 3 years in World of Warcraft.
Yeah, dude, I was that guy, and
he was casual.
It destroyed me, man. Like, if I have any advice for anybody coming up in high school, it's like, try not to do that because it's bad for you.
Go outside, meet women, don't play WoW.
To kind of like ask on that though, or touch on that, do you feel like you do that as like a response to how much you used to play? Like, are you always kind of like mindful of like, I don't want to play too long or too much or get too into games?
Absolutely. Like, I look back on it, and if I didn't get involved with World of Warcraft, I probably would have ended up at the Art Center of Pasadena, and going through their program and working with teachers that I really admire and looked up to. So in essence, games robbed me of that, or I should say, games didn't rob me of that. My own inability to control myself robbed me of that. And so that was the sacrifice, which it was just a horrible idea.
I think I want to take that to a deeper level, really quick.
Uh-oh.
We're going to take this to a deeper level because I've been really thinking about this. I think games like World of Warcraft, the reason why the reason why I've spent so much time in the game is you could, obviously you build up this idea of yourself in a game, idea of what you've built something. You built something in a game that is you, and you kick ass. So it's almost a reflection of yourself when you do really well in these games and you spend tons and tons and tons of time in them, and then really it's time you could have spent in real life creating your career or getting yourself in shape. But the difference is taking yourself away from that. But I'm just saying, I personally have done it too, where Tom knows this, and everybody who has gamed with me knows that I'm a very competitive person, and those types of games are the worst kind of games to give me because I want to be the biggest, baddest motherfucker on the planet. And so playing something like World of Warcraft is just an awful idea, or playing IDARB again with Tom ever again will always be a bad idea.
Those mustache cops are too strong. Too strong.
Tom again. Yeah, Tom is like the Gary Payton. No, because Gary Payton took 3-point shots.
I prefer to be called the Admiral.
No.
The Admiral.
You're like the Wilt Chamberlain of IDARB.
I'm glad you didn't give me Magic Johnson, because that ends sadly.
It doesn't end
I met
sadly.
that dude. He's actually a really
Magic
nice
Johnson.
guy.
Yeah, Magic Johnson was a great player. Don't ever say that.
It's not his basketball skills I'm concerned with.
Oh.
The man has recovered from AIDS. We already know that. He spent all his money from basketball and recovering from.
Right.
He found the cure.
Cryogenics, right?
Oh,
So on a less serious note, I want everyone. This is more Tom Does News because this is super breaking. The season pass for Titanfall is free right now.
What? Every system?
not on PC.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
It says
Spent
this.
$20 on
The
that.
Titanfall season pass is free on PC, Xbox 360, and Xbox One right now to celebrate the anniversary of Titanfall.
Wow. How much is the game itself?
I think
$20.
20. Yeah, I think like you can buy it used for like $21. I think new it's still $29.99 on the
Might
console.
be worth it. But except for the thing, I think somebody else was talking about this. Is the original maps in that game were great, and I didn't really like the other ones.
We should because I have Titanfall on my PC. Vance, you have it on PC. Lance, you have it on PC.
I'd be more than happy to play.
Sounds
I
like
don't have a rolling
awesome.
copy of it.
Great game.
rolling copy.
I mean, sorry, a good game copy of it. It's my PC sucks. Is basically what I was trying to get at. Okay, I feel like the show needs to end.
Thank you. Please kill whatever's happening right here.
Yes,
Just put it
Turn
to
it
sleep. Put it to death.
yes. Smash your TV.
Smash your TV.
So is that the end? Are we done?
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, you guys.
Thanks for coming
that's
on,
really
man.
well
Thanks for
worth
listening,
it.
everybody. Everybody, go find us, rate and review, click the like button, share it with your friends, send Lance nude Snapchats.
You alone idiots. I like. Who's Antonio?
I don't know.
Oh,
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
I don't even know what we're doing anymore. I'm going away.
That is kind of crazy.
Wait, did somebody say that in chat? I'm turning us back on. We're going back
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, why didn't we talk about this?
We're going in hot.
I don't know where the button
I
is.
don't know. Everybody left though.
You're spending $1,600 on your first time build.
Hey man, I'm not
Damn,
gonna
son.
tell him
Damn, son. What are you putting in there? Specs. Feedback and entertainment is dead. Email us your specs.
no.
He's not in the channel anymore.
Yeah.
Don't email us your specs. I'm turning the show off again.